Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share for a one-of-a-kind, company-made computer software trading probability-based trading alert, technical analysis, and company philosophy, as I'm your most trusted source for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency breaking news and coin updates here on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency sphere. As that's right, old Vincenzo has brought back truth and most importantly, in a time like this in the market, integrity, right back into the trading sphere. And as you can see, the coins had nice rallies today that we talked about earlier, and you can see where we're at now. If we zoom out, we're going to do this in the 3 hour time frame, and you can see Bitcoin right now. What's happened after you hit that local bottom at 25,421.74? You've been flirting with this support and resistance on this upper support and resistance. The upper resistance that was lower support the whole time it was above 30,000. This blue ring and this orange ring now started acting as resistance. Orange ring, support, blue ring, then it flushed through the blue ring, and then it came back up, and now it's acting as resistance. It's trying to break through it again. If you can sustain a pump above this blue ring, you can come all the way up here this weekend to 31,834 in a little swing trade. But if you get rejected by this, the alternative is you come all the way back near this area to try to do either a double bottom from the flush or a complete breakdown that you come down to the 20,850, right? Or right now, if you can kind of try to break into here, you can see current price. You're sitting right literally on top of this blue fib circle. You need to get some volume and sustain above it, and then you can weasel your way up with light volume this weekend, right? So this is your critical area to watch on Bitcoin. You can see that. We'll close it out in the hour time frame, so you can now we need to go even closer. We'll go to the 15, see what we're talking about. It's trying to get above there. It's trying to weasel its head above that blue fib circle. That's the critical line. Take a picture of that if you have to, but that's where you need to stay above if you want to try to make a run up here this weekend at the orange fib circle upper resistance, right? So that's what's going on there. If we look at the Dogecoin, it's it's consolidating on the top part of the last line of defense, aka get my shit together to the shit house, right? And Doge has been doing a pretty good job on that the last day and a half since it flushed all the way down there. We don't want anything in the background. Get that out of there. Bam. See how much better that looks. And wow, Doge has so many numbers now. So we'll do that because Doge is down below everything. But you can see your upper resistance is right there. It would be the blue ring at 10 cents, and your lower support is right here on. Let's just get rid of that. Perfect. Is right here. Oh, we don't want green. We go white. Is right here on the about 8 cent level, right? The top part of that last line of defense to the shit house in orange. And it's been flirting with that in a 3 hour. And if you're trying to pump back up, like we wrote here the other day, to get back up to this blue upper resistance fib circle, just below the 50 and just above, or just below the 100-day in blue and just above the 50-day in red, you got to stay above that orange support zone at about 8.5, right? 8.5 cents to make a run up at 10 cents. And with the industry exclusive measuring tool, that would be a 15% move to the upside, but it's probably going to be about a 15% move to the downside on a regional 23% move on a regional local bottom if you can't hold that orange support zone. Ethereum's the same thing. XRP is in the same field. You can see I'll look at all these coins now are in the last line of defense to the shithouse again, like they were about a year ago. And it flushed down, briefly broke, it got supported. Now it's trying to trade back up into it. And your upper resistance is obviously the top part of the last line of defense to the shithouse, but it used to act as support on the way down. Now the last line of defense is acting as major resistance, right? Because it broke through it and now it's coming back into it, trying to breach it from underneath. And that means that it's resistance now instead of support. And that's gonna be a problem as XRP tries to come back up through this. It's going to be getting beaten down because if you notice, just above there are the dreaded moving averages. And you can see the 50, the 100, and 200, and the red, the blue, and the green from bottom to top, respectively, are all severely trending down. And you can see when they trend down, they act as resistance, right? Look at this. Resistance, 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 right? And now it's going to come back resistance, and now it's trying to build back up resistance. So these moving averages are going to be something that are going to beat the price down and sap the volume and life out of it when you don't really have that much volume anyways. But this is a spot that you could come up to that 46 cents, and that would be very difficult to break it. But if you did break it, you could come up towards that blue uh, major upper resistance just above the 50 or the 200-day moving average in green, or you're going to break down and not up near the 29 cents in the next 10 or 15 days, right? So this is going to be very, very exciting to watch because you could either literally have a pump 38% up, or you could have a pump 30% down to the shithouse after you have a little consolidation where you're at now. And to me, this looks like a bearish continuation pattern where if you just put some simple lines on there, make these fancy bright color blue and the orange. You can see this is kind of like a rising channel maybe, but it's still a very new pattern if you're doing it in the 3 hour. So the best you can do in the 3 hour is try to line some support and resistances up. And you can see that looks pretty good there. And then this might look pretty good there, right? And then if we come down into the hour time frame, you can see that don't look too bad. You got multiple hits of lower support right here, support, 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 resistance, 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 right? So this could be a nice little bearish continuation pattern. And then if it was, it can trade up to the upside for quite some time in a rising channel, but then eventually an up and sideways consolidation, they eventually do break down. And you can see that would line up beautifully with the last line of defense to the shithouse. So we'll continue to watch this in XRP and see if this isn't the pattern that we are currently developing in a continuation pattern to the downside, right? Uh, but that's about that to wrap up the market. Today, you can see algo is in between this major volume area, and I think it's about to get rejected and trade back down to the 40 cents. But we'll give you more updates a little bit later as the market matures this evening. Peace and love. Peace and love.